Hi there, everybody. This is John Drew here from Elevated Planet.
And Jolie Gabrielle here from Elevated Planet, and we'd like to welcome you to today's Pam Gregory's Global Initiative meditation. We are supporting that, and we thank you so much for joining us in increasing that and expanding that vibration.
Yes. And it's interesting actually because we had a bit of a glitchy time of it on Sunday when we were stuck in the top right-hand corner, couldn't work out how to get out of it. And in reality, we've got exactly the same thing again. Now, so I know the answer to this. This was interesting because this was a bit of an experiment that we were running. Now, if I close that, that should open us up to the usual view. Give it a few seconds and I'll be able to see it in reality. But yeah, we had some glitches going on last Sunday. We had to abandon the show, and we are doing that on Sunday because it is going to be an amazing show. And it's really deep, meaningful stuff, absolutely for this time, for for this new earth territory and yeah, getting us back into what we need to know so that we can elevate our frequencies. And you know what I thought, Jolie, but it was like it's not an easy journey. It's not an easy journey, is it? Given our
Yeah.
conditioning and programming.
It really isn't. And because, those grooves from they know are who is they? The federal government, the powers that be that are running this, school systems, food, all government. They know that if we keep telling you the same thing over and over and over again, you're going to have a groove of that, right? And now it's up to us to create new ones. And so that's why we show up here with this meditation, because we got work to do to undo some of that damage that's been done to us. And inadvertently, it wasn't our fault.
No, no. And what I would also say is that we knew when we were going to come into this physical existence
Yes.
exactly what the rules of the game were going to be. But of course, the veil of forgetfulness descends and we get programmed and conditioned to what appears to be reality. But
Right.
in reality, we're encouraged to give our power away and, just become pawns in a game, somebody else's
Yeah.
game.
Yeah. It's really true. My colleague of mine today was talking to me and they were telling me, with this social media, anytime anything is free, you become the product. Your eyes, your ears, your attention, all of that becomes a product. So when we sit here and we intentionally use our time to meditate and raise our vibration, we're really creating a better future for ourselves. And we're also working out some of the kinks of this programming that we are experiencing in our lives. Because as one of our, what's his name? I can't remember, but he talks about warping when
Oh,
you have
Darius J.
Darius,
Wright.
yes. When you have this goal that you want to have and you get distracted by the negativity, the manifestation starts to kind of warp. So when you meditate and you really sit here and concentrate on what you want, the universe starts moving around to help it to create it for you.
Yeah, yeah, and it's interesting, isn't it? Because the likes of Pam Gregory as well, she's been putting out some videos in recent times where she's not really been focusing much on astrology at all. She's been talking about the nature of reality, such as we are learning it to be, as opposed to what we've been told. So it's amazing actually to think like where Pam set out, very much as an astrologer and somebody who was imparting wonderful wisdom on that. But it's got sort of like wider and wider in scope. And it just tells you the likes of Pam are here for a very special purpose because they reach a big audience for a good reason. And
Mhm.
to begin an initiative like this to magnetize the new earth frequency is a powerful thing. So, all power to Pam.
Yes,
I'm pleased
very
that we are
grateful.
here supporting the initiative, and it's lovely to have, Pam's guided meditation, her voice taking us through this. And what I love about it, because I know you can do it and just do it for yourself because she did it in the most simplest of ways. But the reality is that when we have Pam guiding us through it, it means we're all following the same path.
Exactly. We're all in interconnected. And Pam really reminds us of that and allows for us to step out of this physicality and realize we're all a part of the oneness and that we can help other people energetically heal, transform. And this brings peace. It brings, expansiveness. It really brings in good things, not just for ourselves, but for other people. And
Yeah.
that's really the beauty of this meditation is you can wrap others in the light. You can wrap yourself. You can wrap war torn, visualizing positivity for us all.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And the other thing that really excites me about this particular point in time, and again, it comes back to the show that we will be doing on Sunday. Again, it's the time of the divine feminine stepping to the forefront because this is the age of Aquarius. This is what it's all about. It's all about collaborative energy. And it's, using this to get away from the egoic, top-down control, masculine, dominating energy and back into the feminine collaboration energy. And the show is really homing in very much on the wisdom of Mary Magdalene. As the ultimate divine feminine, it's sort of like the equal partner to Yeshua. And I believe that her teachings are really coming forward now and have done for the last few years. But this is, and I love what we're going to be going through on Sunday because again, it's super empowering. But we need to know this stuff.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
just, yeah, it's just kind of like, as I say, we said at the outset, it's not an easy journey, but once you know the rules of the game, you can start to play the game and you can build
Yes.
into it. And as you say, Jolie, with a lot of these things, it's a practice. So if you find a meditation that really works for you, you basically use it as an ongoing practice. It's not a one and done, right?
Right. Right. And and also too, it doesn't take as long as we think. Right? People, oh, I got to sit down for my meditation. Sometimes 5, 10 minutes of sitting in that energy of a wish fulfilled is enough, especially if you're doing it periodically throughout the day. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner, have your meditation right before, and we used to pray before our meals. You can meditate, and
Yeah.
see it going into your body, nourishing you, and then how you're moving after that, right? How your life unpacks after you eat this meal. That's another meditation you can do quick and easy. Move on.
Yeah, and it's a really good point because it's so easy once you get into that practice of effectively blessing everything that is coming your way as part of this, the universe heading, bringing things to you, or whether it's food or whatever, to feel the gratitude, and it just makes you feel good
Yeah.
because you're taking that momentary step back to kind of appreciate everything that you have, and by appreciating everything you have you are sending that out into your own little personal universe, and the universal mirror then reflects that back to you amplified. That's why gratitude is so powerful. That's why forgiveness is so powerful. It is amplified and it comes straight back to you. So anyway, I'm looking forward to that. And the other thing to mention now, we're going to be going into this meditation in a second. We've got Pam's guided meditation. We have literally less than a minute of what we're going to be covering on Sunday. This is just some Mary Magdalene wisdom, which is kind of very much on point again with Pam. It talks about to fear and the way to look at this through the eyes of love. And that is so powerful, and which is exactly what Pam's meditation is all about. It's kind of transmuting that energy into something that we can all use on through the quantum wave structure and raising the frequency to the fifth dimension and beyond. What do you think, Jolie?
Yes. That's that is unspeakable beauty. And let's go. I'm so ready for I get it. The struggle's here to teach us things. That's what all the greats and the ancients say, right? But when is struggle enough? I mean, when is there enough struggle and we can step into something a lot more easy and loving? And that's what
Yes.
this is giving us.
Yes, indeed it is. Okay, we're doing it right now. We're heading on out. We won't be coming back afterwards, as you know. We'll leave you to wander off on the wavelength on your own and enjoy it. But we will see you Sunday if you can make it. And we're going to switch screens now. So we will say thank you again for being with us and see you on Sunday. Here we go.
What is the greatest enemy of those who follow the way?
Fear. There will be times upon this path when it may seem that the whole world is against us. Do not listen to this voice of fear within, for it comes from a distorted view of reality. In truth, we are stronger than all the armies of fear, for instead of fighting hatred with hatred, we fill our hearts and minds with the strongest power in all the world, the power of universal love. Love does not fight or seek for conquest or dominion. Instead of cursing, love blesses all who touch it and raises up even those who would try to bring you down. When you serve love, you walk with your hands in the hands of angels, knowing that nothing can prevent the ultimate triumph of the light.
So as we begin this meditation, you might want to light a candle or burn some incense. Just make sure you're not going to be disturbed and have a sense of creating sacred space. Set a clear intention that this is for your highest good, the highest good of all, and the highest good of the earth. Use a mantra of we're welcoming in an ever-expanding consciousness of love. And then just take 3 long, slow breaths. And try and make the exhale a little longer than the inhale. You might even pause for a few seconds at the end of the exhale. Let your jaw go slack and all the tiny muscles around your eyes soften. Let your face soften, and you feel that heavy, softening relaxation just spreading down through your body, arms, your legs. Feel like butter melting in the sun. We're coming together with open hearts, and we're shifting the collective timeline every time we do this. So imagine our global community. We're creating a sacred global circle. Imagine holding our hands across the world and connecting with our hearts. Some of you may even feel a strong vortex of energy going around the world, connecting all of our hearts together. And know that inside your heart, very small but very bright, is a tiny flame. It's your life force that connects you to the divine. And in the center of this circle, put any living being who you feel or know is suffering right now. People in war zones, people in poverty, disease, famine. You can put animals, birds, all of sentient life. People in extreme weather conditions, earthquakes, volcanoes. Anyone or anything who needs help and healing, put them in the circle. And we're not going to dwell on the suffering, because that will magnify it. We're going to raise our consciousness beyond that. So start to see waves of very soft, gentle, pale blue light. Waves coming in, soothing, calming, all the extremes within that circle. calming all the grief, the sadness, the hunger, the suffering. See it all soothing and calming as a mother would calm a child. And you can continue to visualize these soft blue waves of calm light all the way through your day if you wish. And then come back to that tiny, very bright flame of light inside your heart, your divine connection. And as you drop into this light and your breath, imagine that you're breathing in and out through the heart as if it were your lungs. And start to see this light get brighter, stronger, bigger. And feel that we're joining together with that heart light all over the world. Feel the expansion of love that we're creating every time we do this. And as your heart light expands, feel love, joy, compassion, peace, freedom for all beings. And we're connecting in this ever-growing web of light around the earth. And start to feel with your breath and your heart light that we're feeding this web of light with those positive emotions: love, joy, peace, compassion, freedom. And imagine this web of light is alive. It's shimmering. It's becoming bigger and brighter all around the earth. We're creating this from the invisible with our focus and our love, and this is how realities are created. You might even notice that other beings are starting to join us. More people, more animals, maybe the elementals, the fairies, the tree beings, our galactic family perhaps, coming together in an army of love, a tsunami of love that is bringing more connection and a sense of oneness to all of humanity. And this tsunami of love adds power to this web of light. You might see it as silver golden, sparkling, brilliant, shimmering, vibrant and alive, and taking on its own momentum. And we're doing this by weaving the harmonics of creation with the divine. It's creating an unstoppable force to transmute all of the suffering from darkness into light. We're lifting all of life on Gaia and maybe beyond. And you might even feel that these pulses from our shimmering web of heart light are starting to reach out into the cosmos via this bigger web of light. They're stretching out like galactic superhighways of love. They're reaching out to our galactic family. And also, in this web of light, they're weaving back to Gaia all of life connecting, even to the inner earth beings and all of those high intelligences. Everything has more life force now. Everything is more lit up, more heightened, more sparkling. It's a sense of pulsing oneness and harmony across our entire creation. Everything is connected to support the other in this web of light. This is cosmic love and unity consciousness weaving together to create a new reality and higher timelines where anything is possible. We're raising the love and light quotient on the earth. We're creating new stepping stones of light for others to follow. We can change timelines in a moment. We're coming together in thousands every day in one focused intention to build a more loving new earth. We're the bridge builders, the pioneers who will be talked about in history books. We're embodying that new frequency. We are New Earth. We are creating a new energetic template. And our legacy will be that we stood strong in our light, our love, and our joy as acts of defiance as the battles raged around us. We're imprinting the energy field with a blueprint of a higher version of humanity, with compassion. And our legacy is how much we raise the love quotient in the world. We're warriors of light and warriors of love. Know that deeply in your heart. We're welcoming in an ever-expanding consciousness of love. And you might just check to see if we've eased the suffering somewhat since we started. And do you feel calmer, clearer, as if the lights have been turned up? Did you see a vision of the future we're creating together every day? Know our power as we come together in numbers every day to do this with spiritual dedication. Every day when we do this, we're adding to the tsunami of love across the world and the living light, which is creating a very different reality for us all. It's a powerful legacy to say that you could not have done more for love in this world as a bridge builder. And gradually, you might start to feel your body again. Wiggle your fingers and toes. And just come back to the room. I just want to thank you and send you many blessings to you all for being with me on this journey of immense courage and transformation. God bless.